Joseph in prison. Joseph served in the house of Potiphar faithfully and well. The Lord was with him, and everything he did prospered. Potiphar noticed this and put Joseph in charge of his entire household. For a time, things went well. But then Potiphar's wife noticed Joseph. He was young and handsome, and she wanted him. Day after day, she pressed him. Day after day, Joseph refused. "My master trusts me with everything in this house," Joseph said. "How could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" He avoided her as much as possible. But one day she grabbed his cloak, and he ran, leaving his cloak in her hand. Feeling humiliated and furious, she called the household servants and lied. She told them Joseph had tried to assault her. When Potiphar came home, she told him the same story, showing him the cloak as evidence. Potiphar's anger burned, and he had Joseph thrown into prison, the same prison where the king's prisoners were kept. Joseph was innocent, falsely accused, stripped of his position, and locked away. For a young man who had once dreamed of stars and sheaves bowing to him, this was the bottom. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused by a liar, and now imprisoned with no advocate and no hope of release. Yet again, the text says quietly, "The Lord was with Joseph and showed him steadfast love." The prison warden noticed that everything Joseph did succeeded. He put Joseph in charge of all the other prisoners. Even in confinement, Joseph could not help but lead. Sometime later, Pharaoh became angry with two of his officials, his chief cupbearer and his chief baker, and threw them both into prison. One morning, Joseph noticed they both looked troubled. "Why do you look so sad today?" he asked. They told him they had each had a dream that night, and there was no one to interpret it. Joseph said, "Interpretations belong to God. Tell me your dreams."